Previously on dating myself, I took you guys back to some of the milestones I experienced in my journey to self-love. From the bullying I endured as a child to the sudden burst of popularities in my late teenage years, and how this all affected my sense of self-worth. I showed you a step that you can take to rediscover the things that bring you joy and how to easily implement them into your life, using myself as an example. This week, I received hundreds of messages from you all with a theme: letting someone go, going through a breakup, or planning to go through a breakup, and how best to actually do this. One thing that I think most people can agree on is that when we come into this world, we are the epitome of a fresh start in the form of a crying, screaming mess. I think that each time we experience a death or rebirth, we resort back to this crying, screaming mess. In tarot, the first card of the entire deck is Zero, the Fool. All the chapter zeros in our lives occur when we start a new project, enter a new relationship. When you're the Fool, you're really a sponge. You soak in the new experiences and your brain tries to make sense of it by creating new neural pathways to provide us with what I like to call the knowns. Comfortable, predictable aspects of life that acts like a blanket in the dead of winter, a cold splash of lake water in the middle of summer, or a hug with a loved one that you haven't seen in a while. These knowns wrap around us to form a little protective bubble consisting of all the things we never need to question because they're just there. If you're watching this, you may be the Fool right now. I don't mean that in the sense of the word as you know it. In fact, I mean it in the best way possible. Maybe you're going through a heart-wrenching breakup. Maybe you're starting a new job. Maybe you've moved to another country, or maybe you've just met someone. Either way, if you're the Fool, you have to embrace it. Scary, yes, but did you know that fear can sometimes feel the same as excitement?
Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. It is so good to have you here again. Thank you guys from the bottom of my heart for the support that you've given me on this series. I literally don't have words for what this week has been like, and the response that episode 2 had gave me this renewed sense of hope for my channel. I'm not going to drone on about it. I just wanted to say thank you. Messages with a specific theme. And I had another video planned for today, but I decided that I think this week I should touch on some of the things that came up for you guys in the last episode, because last episode, as you guys would have seen in the intro, was all about coming back to yourself, finding joy, and to do that, to invite things into your life. And I realized you can't always invite things into your life if you don't let things go. I'm going to be chatting to you guys about how to know when to give something up. For the sake of this video, because of this series, I am going to be talking more about the relationship side of things. This video is not just intended for people who are in a relationship and are considering leaving for their own good. This is for people who are single and maybe have some unhelpful thought patterns that are making them attract the wrong kinds of relationships they don't deserve. Yeah, I'm excited for this video. These are things that I wrote down 12 months ago. I took my own advice. It's kind of funny because this whole series is actually just the ways that I took my own advice when I was in a certain life that I wasn't happy in, and showing you guys that it works when you really listen to yourself. To first understand if you should let something go, you need to understand something integral to your life, and I will stand by this until the day that I die. You need to have boundaries. I feel like people hear the word boundaries and their mind will automatically go to the boundaries that you have with other people, but no, I'm talking first about the boundaries that you have with yourself. This is going to be the thing that makes or breaks anything in your life. It can start from something as simple as having a belief or a value and finding that you are, even in small ways, going against that belief or that value. For example, having internal boundaries could look something like just the way that you speak to yourself, the thought patterns that you have, but it could also look like setting a goal for yourself. For example, you say to yourself, I'm going to wake up at this time tomorrow morning, and you don't do it. You wake up, you snooze the alarm, you go back to sleep. That is you ignoring that trust that you have with yourself that you'll actually do what you say you're going to do. You're ignoring those boundaries that you've set with yourself that will give you some sort of positive result in your health, in your psychological well-being. This is something that you really need to fine-tune and figure out what parts of your internal boundaries are being affected. There is an amazing book I read that changed my life. I'm going to put it here. My entire years doing my psychology degree, I never saw this topic go as in depth as this woman does, and it is done in a way that is so helpful. Please read this book if you feel like you need to cut out the people pleasing in you, or you need to figure out what it is that you don't have control over when it comes to your boundaries. This book is going to help you. Once you've kind of looked at your like habits with your internal boundaries, and you can start to think about how those injured internal boundaries will affect your external boundaries, and the way that you let other people treat you, and the way that you will stay in situations that don't make you happy or could be hurting you. So another little tip to know if you need to give something up is if you find yourself romanticizing a person or a thing, but specifically imagining things with them that haven't actually happened. If they were actually your dream person, you would be replaying the things they've already done rather than things they haven't done, things you wish they did. Be really careful when you're with someone how you are envisioning them in your mind. I have a really good video where I go really in depth into this, so I'm actually not going to talk about it too much, but it's called The Psychology of the Divine Feminine, and it's up on my channel. Please go watch it if you are single, relationship, whatever. I actually listen to this video myself back on replay when I feel like I need to hear it. I'm really proud of the advice in that video. I'm going to direct you to that video. Go watch it. If you're romanticizing someone, I teach you exactly how to stop doing that, how to know when you're single, if you should be seeing someone, or if someone's right for you, when you are putting an effort into something and you're getting minimal returns. I guess the last two were sort of like setting you up for this one. This is where you really reflect and figure out, okay, A, do I have strong boundaries with this person? What is it like when I communicate my boundaries? B, am I romanticizing the situation? Maybe you're dating someone who doesn't value or appreciate you. You don't need to overcomplicate this. If you're not getting back what you know you deserve, it's time to let it go. Things like that will absolutely drain every part of you, and you won't even realize it until it's too late. And I really do believe that if you are in the right situation, you will never feel confused. You will never feel like someone is fumbling you, because the right person wouldn't fumble you. This part is easy to recognize. The hard part is actioning it. Everything that we've spoken about in the series up until now, like creating this joy list, creating space for those things that make you you and make you happy to come into your life again. I feel like by working through yourself, really take the time to understand your own worth and take the time to understand your boundaries. If you are thinking of ending things with someone because you don't feel valued, feel like you just need to be conscious of the fact that most people, when they feel like they're losing something, they will try and get it back, even if they don't necessarily really want it. I'm just going to reiterate to you guys that the right person would never make you feel like this. If you've clicked on this video and you're thinking about a relationship, or you're thinking about your relationship or situationship, and you've consistently been trying to like analyze that relationship, I'm telling you right now, I don't think it's the right one for you. Because if you've been listening to what I'm saying and you're like, I've been putting so much effort into this person, I'm not getting any return, that is enough to really look at your options and whether it's good for you to stay in this situation. Now that I've spoken about when to know it's time to let something go, let's talk about how. You need to take all those boundaries that you have thought about and you need to literally absorb them. You need to know that you are, as of today, the embodiment of those boundaries. I would never tell someone to go from 0 to 100. So the first step is to actually just try and communicate your boundaries. If you're finding that resistance, then you move on to the next step. Because like I said, if there is resistance when you communicate a boundary, that's not the right situation for you and you probably should consider leaving. Number 2 is actually leaving. And I feel like this is the part where people get tripped up, because they'll go through a breakup, whether it's someone's broken up with them or they've broken up with the other person. Either way, you've got two people separating from each other. The aftermath of this is really, really hard. Your brain is not always your best friend, and I really feel like you just have to remember your worth. And that sense of self-worth comes from respecting your own boundaries. So by staying away from that person who treated you badly, you are literally telling yourself, I respect you, I care about you, and I'm going to respect the boundaries that we've set in place. So just stay strong. Like, my best advice when you're going through a no contact, or whether you're going through a breakup because of, you know, this feeling of not being appreciated or valued, please stay strong. Please don't go back to someone who hurt you and didn't value you the first time around. It's going to look different for everyone, and I'm literally just doing a general video today, but I don't have any regrets in saying that if something's hurting you, I think you should leave. And I guess once you've left the situation, you will get to a final phase of everything just feeling final. Everything will feel final. You'll feel okay. You'll wake up one day and you'll see why everything happened the way it happened. And even if not all of it was good, it will make you into the person that you will be. I feel like I'm living proof of this. You guys would not have recognized me a year ago. I don't even recognize myself from 6 months ago or even a month ago. And I feel like we're always changing and evolving. But if something like a breakup has happened to you, I really want you guys to envision it as this like huge key milestone and this ability to become the full again. It's ability to be new at something, have a new routine, have new friendships, have new life, become a sponge again. This is your opportunity to start from scratch. And I know that some people don't want that. If you are with someone who was okay with leaving you, okay with losing you, you don't want a journey with them. You want a journey with yourself and with the people that will come into your life once you have discovered your sense of self-worth. I hope that this video was helpful for some of you guys. I'm currently in the process of finishing uni and moving house, so while there'll be a video every week, there might be some differences in like the time that it's uploaded or maybe the day, but I'll always keep you guys updated. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I care and appreciate all of you so much. The response I've had on this series has just been wild, and I am just so grateful to every single one of you for being here and for supporting me. I am just excited to keep doing these videos and keep exploring these things with you guys. It's definitely healing for me as well. Right. I love you guys, and I'll see you in the next video next week.